The first thing I want to talk about is, my number one priority when I was running to serve as your state representative was bringing jobs and opportunity back here to Leavenworth. And there are really two components of it. The first component, the one that I've been working hard on this session, is lowering the cost of owning and running a business. And one of the, you don't really think about it. You think about, how much it costs to have employees, how much it costs to, pay the rent or the mortgage on a building. But what people don't think about a lot is property taxes for businesses. And if you've got your property tax bill in the last couple months here, I ain't telling you anything you don't know, but our property taxes are out of control.
Yes,
they really are. They are, and forever and ever, it just drove me nuts when I was, sitting at home before I decided to be a candidate, and I'd open the paper, and it'd say property taxes remain flat. And then I get my property tax bill, and my property taxes did not stay flat. And it was kind of a sleight of hand, right? Because there's two pieces to your property taxes. There's the valuation, which is how much the county assessor says your house is worth, and then there's the mill levy, which is the multiplier that they multiply your valuation times in order to determine how much property tax you're paying. And when the paper would say property taxes stay flat, they were talking about the mill levy, right? Because the city commission, the county commission, the school board, which is the biggest share of your property taxes, let me say that again, the biggest share of your property taxes go to the school board, and most people couldn't even tell you who sits on the school board. They vote on the mill levy. But the assessor is not an elected office. It's he's a county employee, and he has rules that he follows in order to do your valuations. And it's based on houses that sell. It's really frustrating in Leavenworth because I live up in North Leavenworth, and there ain't a lot of real estate selling up in North Leavenworth right now, and I'm working on that. But there ain't a lot of property selling up there, but down in the southwest corner of Leavenworth, where Riley is doing a lot of development, houses, man, you can't buy a house because they're going too fast. If you're not standing there when they put the sign in the yard, you can't get the darn house. And the people are bidding like 20 and 30 over the price because there's not enough inventory. And so the entire city of Leavenworth, the entire county, is being judged based on these hot spots. And there are a lot of solutions to this problem that I heard as I was digging into this and thinking about it. And Senator Tyson came last month and talked about the solution that the legislature settled on, and that's what I wanted to talk about because it's going to lead into the next topic. But rather than, I heard a lot of people say, well, let's just make the county assessor an elected position. Well, he'd just get fired. Every 2 or 4 years, he'd get fired, and the next guy would follow the same rules, and the valuations would continue to go up. I heard, well, let's just fix the property taxes until somebody sells. Well, that's not a bad solution, but that doesn't help the people that sell their property, right? Because that next person can't afford to buy it because the property taxes are going to skyrocket. And so the solution that the legislature settled on, and I'm talking about a statute now because it's passed both houses and it's been signed by the governor into law, is holding our elected officials accountable for the whole property tax bill, not just the mill levy.
There you go.
And it's kind of complicated, so stay with me. I mean, it's not real complicated, it's a little complicated, so stay with me. The county treasurer every year is going to figure out basically what the county, the city, the school board made last year. How much did you make last year? And then the property the county assessor does their business. They assess all the properties, whatever they assess on based on the current law rules, which means it's going to go up. It's going to go up a bunch. It's been going up about 9% here in Leavenworth, 8-9%. I think is what I saw in the paper the other day. But then the county or the city commission or the school board, they're going to get that number and they have to raise their hand and vote I want to raise taxes on all my neighbors. And if they don't do that, which I don't know, I don't think I would, but if they don't do that, if they don't affirmatively vote yes, I want to raise taxes, the mill levy will automatically drop, so that what the county, the city, the school board takes in is that mean level from the previous year. And so if your house went up, your valuation on your house went up less than the average, your property taxes will actually go down. But if your property valuation went up over that average, it'll go up. But it'll go up based on that average, not based on what it was last year. And so that really leads into the next topic that I want to talk about, but I wanted to explain that. And the reason, the next topic I want to talk about is why it is so important to elect Republicans at every level, from school board to the President of the United States, why it's so important, but especially here at the local level and at the state level, why it's so important. This year, we're not under that regime that I just talked about. We're not under Senate Bill 13, which changes the rules. So this year, they can play the same games as they play every year before, where they just sit on their hands and don't vote to lower the mill levy and say, hey, that's the county assessor, it's not my problem, right? And our taxes go up 8% on average across the county. I can already tell you what's going to happen in Leavenworth, because they've done it every year. We've got 5 folks up there that never met a tax they didn't like. Every year, 100, 200,000 more in property taxes coming in every year. And this year it's going to be more, because they really went up this year. It's probably, I can't remember the last time they went up this much, the valuation. And so it's really going to go up. And they're going to sit on their hands, and they're not going to vote to lower the mill levy, and our taxes are going to go up. And the Leavenworth Times will say property taxes stay flat.